Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic, did Anthony Joshua, the professional heavyweight boxer, get his remindment card? What could have been a very fatal wreck in Nigeria against him? Yes. Yes. See, this thing called supremacist, which is the most awesome mental manipulation force that has ever existed. They are in control of so many different things. Some people call it conspiracy things. Some people call it coincidental. However it go, right? This personnel tried to say this or say that, and all of a sudden, engines happen to just pop out to someone's car before they hit a tree. Planes going missing, stuff like that, after this person, that personnel had said this or said that. People sit there, lives are being taken. They said, what happened to the person? Oh, they shot themselves twice. Right. Okay. So in this particular story, Anthony Joshua, who is a British Nigerian boxer in this around mid-30s, that super professional boxer, dozens of fights, close to 30-some knockouts or wins and stuff like that. Oh, he's the real deal on that situation. However, see, sometimes supremacists say, hey, hold on for a second. Don't get a little ahead of yourselves. You might can knock out the average personnel and some other people, but understand, right? Because no person is not immune to ever get knocked out themselves. And supremacists saying, I am your dad. I am the ultimate dad. And if you do anything that sits there and undermines my money, then we have to maybe step in and do some remindment. Now, is that the case with Anthony Joshua after his fight with Jake Paul, who Jake Paul is supposed to be a boxer himself and a reality, I guess, type of personnel, a reality drama boxer, that some people have some problems with him. Now, again, is he a decent looking boxer? He seems to be. But again, some people say, well, he's not exactly professional. He just kind of skipped the line. I'm not going all that. So to get to the point of this particular story, when Jake Paul got knocked out, when Jake Paul lost in December 2025 at the hands of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was putting some beat down on Jake Paul left and right, knocking him to the mat several times. And then one of those times, I guess, he kind of beat him down and broke his jaw. There's all kind of situations of people reporting that Jake Paul was sitting there suing Anthony Joshua, breaking his jaw. Then again, see, that's where you have to kind of not jump up and down and listen to so many different people just jump up and throw things out, because you find out that Jake Paul did not sue him on that. And then, so how you going to sue somebody in boxing for breaking that person's jaw when you in the ring? Ain't that a choice? But that's a whole different topic. So when he knocked out, so when he broke, Anthony Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw, knocked him down. Well, could it be some situation where, hold on for a second, did Anthony Joshua not get the memo saying, hey, don't you sit there and defeat him the way you did unless we so choose to do that? It's like a situation with Mike Tyson. People remember I'm talking about when Mike Tyson was fighting Jake Paul, not a long time ago either. And even though Mike Tyson, is up in a certain age bracket, man, his still muscle memory still can knock several people out with the quickness. And they kept saying he kept biting his glove. It's almost like there are many times you watch the fight and he could have easily knocked out Jake Paul, or at least possibility knocked out Jake Paul. But it's like, was he holding back or was he not? Who knows? Just saying. But biting his gloves, Mike Tyson biting his gloves does kind of bring up something. And then there was this Vino Clippett that before the fight, he had his jock strap on showing his buttocks. And you'd be like, why is people showing this? Do you understand? It's like, what is going on here? Right? So the thing about it is that Anthony Joshua gets a reminder card. Was he not supposed to do what he did to Jake Paul? Who knows? But that is the question. So let me go ahead and share my screen on this part. Give me one moment here. Let me just show you this video after the incident, after the accident, and when after the accident, when the British Nigerian Anthony Joshua was in Nigeria after the fight, celebrating everything, and he got into an accident in which the crazy part about it was that there was perhaps he switched sheets, or somebody had him switch sheets with someone, and if he would have stayed in that seat before switching, it would have been fatality, because two of his friends got lost their lives in that accident. And Anthony Joshua was behind the non-driver's license active driver. And if he wouldn't have switched to that seat, Anthony Joshua would have been fatality to him. Let's go ahead and play this.
Anthony Joshua. Anthony. Yes, very important. Anthony Joshua. I think I put on you.
Now, no ambulance showed up. Some people say, well, where's the ambulance? And then some people say, well, this and all that. But regardless, for a police car have to be there and for him to get in that part. Okay, I guess on that, right? Now, big boy, ain't it, man? Anthony Joshua, big boy, right? But supremacists is like, big boy or not. But we got all kind of stuff that'll slice through him so fast. So it don't matter. But again, the question is, did Anthony Joshua get his remindment card, or could it have been just a fluke of nature that this accident happened? So the driver, let me give me a second here. Let me share my screen on this. This is the driver. Anthony Joshua's driver appears in court over fatal crash in Nigeria. I'm not going to try to read that name. 46 faces 4 counts of connection with the December crash, 2025 crash, which unalived the boxer's friends, 2 of his friends, on this. Today is April 2nd, 2026. A driver charged in connection with a fatal crash in Nigeria, which unalived 2 passengers and injured boxer Anthony Joshua, has appeared in court. Joshua, a 2-time world champion and an Olympian, by the way, was traveling in the back of a black Lexus SUV when it struck a stationary truck on a major road near Nigeria's largest city, Lagos, on December 29 December 2025. His friends, such and such personnel, were alive. May their souls rest in peace. One of his friends was Joshua's strength and conditioning coach, while the other person was a trainer and described as being like a twin brother to Joshua. The driver, such person, 46, has been charged with dangerous driving causing unalivement, reckless and negligent driving without negligent driving without due care and attention, and driving without a valid national driver's license. The driver appeared at such and such court in Southwest Ogun State on Tuesday. This is January 2020. The case was adjourned to February 25th, 2025 at the prosecution's request. On that part. One last thing I want to sit there and show. Just saying. Last thing I want to sit there and show is a quick video. It's a quick video. Give me one moment. Joins. Here we go. This was, I think, not too long ago on this situation. March 17, 2026. I think this around this video, so it's not out. Today is April 2nd, 2026 on that. So let's play this. Let's play this. Again, I'm utilizing this on the fair uses doctrine.
Odeogun's Magistrate Court 1 sitting in Shagamu and presided over by Magistrate Olufumlayo Shomefun has adjourned the trial of the driver of the Lexus SUV involved in the heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua's road crash, Adeni Mobolaji, to March the 17th this year. This is the second time the case has been adjourned to allow the Director of Public Prosecutions, who has just taken over the case, to gather their thoughts before the commencement of the hearing. Now, the defendant, Adeni Mobolaji, is charged with dangerous driving, causing death, reckless and negligent driving, driving without due care and attention, causing bodily harm and damage to property, and driving without a valid national driver's license. The 46-year-old driver was charged to Shagamu Magistrate Court on January the 2nd, with Magistrate Olufunlayo Shomefun presiding over the matter. Given her ruling on the request for adjournment of the case to allow the prosecutor or the Director of Public Prosecutions Counsel prepare fully for the case, the court granted the application and adjourned the case to March the 17th for further hearing.
Again, was Anthony Joshua, or did he get a type of reminder that, hey, you broke Jake Paul's jaw? That's our money bags. That is our money bags. Now, on purpose or not, who knows? You in the boxing ring, whatever goes is going to go, right? I mean, obviously you can't hit somebody in the back of the head, or you can't hit somebody in the gonads and stuff like that, but, you know, people still be doing it, right? You can't elbow nobody like that in regular boxing, but you get the point. But the point is that, unfortunately, that, again, did Anthony Joshua get his remindment card? They say, hey, man, again, this is Jake Paul's, our money bags. You broke his jaw. Do you know that could have just ended his career? So did they sit there and look upon him and say, you know what? Let's find somebody. Let's find somebody that we can, should we say, talk to. Just saying, and, you know, all of a sudden a driver has no driver's license and no background about this driver and stuff like that, but he was used as a driver. And however, situation where Joshua was in the seat where one of his friends was also fatalitized, and just happened to be they switched sheets. You understand? Here we go. Thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.